Hello everyone, I'm Nate with Crypto College, and today we're going to go over Heroes TD. This will serve as an all-encompassing guide for the game, everything you need to know, a one-stop shop, and we're going to go over maybe the potential earnings, the mechanics, building a team, getting started, walking through a lot of the mechanics, and maybe playing some of the game here, and doing some narrating while I play and explain why I made some of the decisions I made. So this might go a little longer than our 10-minute format, and I might break this up into two parts, or I might just put timestamps in below for people who want to focus on specific parts. So to get started, we're going to go to heroestd.io, and we'll need to click the orange DApp button to open up the actual application. Now, if we go down to Blind Box, we can see that we are able to purchase common and rare boxes, and there's corresponding rarities to these. So the common box has a 13.43% chance to get a rare, 2.1 for super rare, and a 0.43 for a super rare. While the rare box has a 92% chance to get a rare, 5.72 for a super rare, or 1.32 for a rare. Now, should I buy a box? Well, I can tell you, given this, I would probably recommend buying 3 common boxes and getting 3 guaranteed common NFTs alongside a 33% chance to get a rare. However, that doesn't mean go buy a box, and here's why. Because these boxes are NFTs themselves. So if we go to the marketplace and we go to boxes and we select by lowest price, we can see that common boxes, well, let's see what they're going for, 115. So they're actually selling more or higher than the mint price. That's interesting. And then rares, what are rares? Not 300, right? No, $150. So they're already selling for half the price that they're going for mint, and that's because a lot of them are given away for pre-sale, and a lot of people were able to buy them at lower prices. So you already don't want to buy you don't want to mint a rare because you can get it cheaper on the market. Well, if rares are that cheap, what are epics? 200 and... Oh. Where'd it go? Maybe we'll have to refresh that. I believe I saw it for a second. 262. There you go. 270 was the lowest. 262, 270, 280, 295. So you can get an epic box for less than 300, and that's guaranteed to have a super rare in it. Well, what about a legendary? $480 to $500. So it's already a better deal, unless you're getting a common box, to go ahead and purchase the box secondhand on the marketplace. It includes all of the same drop rates. However, when we learn about building a team, we learn that we might not want to randomly mint. However, the benefit to randomly minting is you're guaranteed to get an origin, and an origin has a +1 to their multiplier when compared to another hero of the same rarity. So if we can look at that super box, that super legendary, or the super rare box, sorry, super rare is $500, right? And you get a random mint. Well, let's go ahead and look at the heroes. What are the super rare heroes? $360 is the floor right now. So you can mint a random box for 500, or you can get a guaranteed ×6. Now look at these multipliers. These have a 6x CGC rating. So these might be a good addition to your team. Maybe this is the best way to start if you're trying to maximize. Let's say you have about $1,000 to spend on a team and you want to maximize your earnings. Well, it might behoove you to go ahead and start with the highest earning member of your team, right? Because the rarity does not impact the battle efficiency. It only impacts the earning potential. So if you can see, we have an origin here. Let's kind of start and see where we're going and use this to talk about the different attributes. So we have an Amuka, and it's an origin, and it's an X6 multiplier. So we can see that the class for this hero is Slayer. Now, just because the heroes simply just have their one move and their simple attack patterns with their general stat distribution. However, there's a class, origin, items, and runes, as well as attack order or target order, that are all randomly generated. So you can have multiple different combinations of multiple different types. Now, if we look at the class, this particular class is the Slayer class. So this increases attack damage for AD Slayer champions. So there's 3 breakpoints here, 1, 3, and 5. So So that meaning if 3 members of the team possess this, you'll get that 3rd rank. If 5 members of the team possess that, you'll get the 3rd rank. But there's also a 1 for this one, so that's pretty good. This is a good solo player. So what I mean to say by that is if he was just on the board by himself with no other slayers, he'll still get that 30% AD buff, which is still perfectly fine. Now the second one is Origins, and the description for Origins is the Vanguard champion will gain additional armor while moving on the road. So that's awesome for the defense, because when we go into the battle, there's an attack portion, and then your NFTs spawn, your heroes spawn on the enemy side to be damaged and take their tower. So this has a 2 and a 4 breakpoint. So we're going to want at least another Vanguard for the Origins trade. And then these just sort of buff the stats for the items, the mana, some armor, ability, power, mana. Nothing insane, but you don't want, an AD champion to have full mana items. But that should be probably the last thing we consider, with the second being the runes. Now, these runes are sort of like additional passives or traits. So the regeneration rune, when the champion's possessing this gem and it has 20% health left, the champion will recover 20% of its maximum mana or maximum health over 5 seconds. So that's really good for longevity on the defensive side. That means he'll slowly regenerate. Hunter's Treasure, it's sort of a missing health damage, and then Guardian Side while moving on the road. So this is actually a really tanky Amuka, and we really kind of just want him for that ×6. The one big downside I will say about this is the attack order. So this will prioritize the strongest target on the field. There's also one that targets the weakest, and there's also one that targets the front, and then there's a random. So we want to organize this so that all of our team aren't just attacking different targets, because it's only when we get the kill is when the money is earned, and you don't want to spread that out too far. So this will attack the strongest target, which can be fine so long as our other team has more focus or can focus that target as well. So I would recommend, if we wanted to maximize our earnings and play around this, because this has a Slayer class, which is a self buff, it only needs a +1 for 30% damage. This might be a good starting point, right? So we can see if we can get another Vanguard. So let's try and do that. Let's build our little Akuma here. And let's type in Vanguard. Now, depending on how much money we have to play with, we might want to unselect everything, because like you're saying, the commons might be available. So we have, what's this? We have Vanguard and Slayer. So this is a second Slayer. And this is only an $80 common. And we can see this is a ×3. Let's look at that. Let's see if we can maybe fill out our Slayer and our Vanguard and see what pops up here. So because we have those maximized and we want to look at the runes and items later, let's see what we can find. So his target order was the strongest. So we can either do another strongest or maybe some of the front line, right? We don't want a random. We can do a random if we want, but then that's just more we have to compensate for later. So here we go. This is what I like to see. So right here, we have an X, and it's a Slayer Vanguard, but he attacks the front, which is great because you always want to stop the opponents from going to the tower. So now we can look at the runes. Every time he kills an enemy, Ancestor Relic, gains some mana every time he wins, and then Megamorph. Gain some charge and whatnot. You can work around this, but this is more an added benefit. So this wouldn't be a bad buy. And right away, we receive both the benefits for the Vanguard. So these both guys gain 30% armor, and they're additionally tanky, so that's great. So now we only need to fill one more Slayer in. So let's go ahead back over and see if we can find one more Slayer and see what we can get. Now, we don't need another Vanguard because the other is 4. We kind of want to stray away from that. So let's look at this guy down here. What's this one? Dragon Soul. So 30% chance to dodge. Again, this is a #1, and it's attacking strong. Remember, our Amuka's attacking strong. So here we have Slayer. So now all of the people we've purchased so far will have a +35% AD, which is excellent. It's a 5%. It's basically essentially 15% more team damage across that team. And then we have Dragon Soul. Dragon Soul has a 1 breakpoint. So this individual character now has a 30% chance to dodge. So we already have a really pretty hefty tanky team here. which is great. And we got some more focusing on the strongest target. So that's great. So what seals do these have? Owning a champion will gain a layer of virtual health equal to 20%. That's excellent for tanky. 10% damage. That's excellent for tanky. 20% mirror image. Okay, so this guy is super tanky for what he's at. Andy fills our buff. Andy's a rare. He's not an origin though, unfortunately. So we're missing on that 1x multiplier, but that's fine. So we've taken care of our slayers. We've maximized that. Now we're free to fill. This is where I would say, hey, let's go for money here, right? So what do we have so far? We have 2 attacking the strongest enemy. So we can, but only 1 attacking the front enemy. Now, we don't want the strong enemies to constantly be spawning and leaving that one guy free to go attack the tower. So let's try and prioritize another front target and see where we can go from there. We can see the floor for these are $100 and our rare floor is $158. So let's look for our secondary traits. So we can see these first 2 already have that extra thing we were talking about, Dragon Soul, right? So we might want to fulfill our Dragon Soul here. So we might be able to fulfill all 3 requirements for our class and origins, which would be excellent because that buffs the entire team. So if I were to select this, it's an origin times 3 Senna, which is great. Some attack speed, some crit, not really good for us, but you know, it's a low priority. And Lionheart. So this is excellent. You always want to try and get Lionheart at least 1 character. So champions standing around the champion possessing this rune will gain 15% attack speed. So you really want to cluster them around the Senna when she's on the field. So that's excellent. 15% attack speed across the entire team. Absolutely massive. This in my book puts her as a buy. She attacks the front target. Absolutely perfect. Now who else do we have? So we have we need 1 more, I believe, to maximize this Dragon Soul. So let's go ahead and select Dragon Soul, and hopefully front and Dragon Soul will be perfect. All we have are Sennas, unfortunately, so we're going to have to sacrifice the front target and see if we can get some more. Okay, perfect. Now, we do have some on the strong character, so let's try and do strong character. Yes, Thanatos. Perfect. Okay, we have Thanatos and Balzahar, so we can sort of look. However, this is a rare origin, so let's go with those guys. And it looks like this guy's $25 cheaper. Maybe he's got some better runes. Let's check it out. So what does this do? Elderwood. Perfect. I think we just built a solid team. It's another 1 breakpoint person, so that means this individual character at least will be getting 30% AP. We're not necessarily wasting the class because someone's getting the benefit. You don't want to have a class in which you're the only one who has that, but you need 2 or 3 to get the benefit. And then that we finally have 50% chance to dodge. So we've fulfilled 3 breakpoints for the Dragon Soul. So these 3 characters will get 50% chance to dodge, which is incredible for preventing your enemy from building mana. We have 3 characters that will be attacking the strongest target, and 2 that will be attacking the frontal targets. And then our first one, I forget, was, I believe, maybe Vanguard? I don't know, but we reached that as well. So all of our team will have 3 passives going on there, which will make an incredibly strong team. And let's see with this. Yep, we have another regeneration, and our team's pretty tanky too. Another Guardian Sign, and then Juxtaposed Chipped, 10% spawning, drops below Mirror Image. So we have 2 characters with these. I think just in this, what we've done right there, we built a solid team. We've maximized our traits. They all have passives, and we're going to see what that looks like in the game. So let's go ahead and open up our BlueStacks app. And this app will allow us to play Android games that you can find on the marketplace on your PC. So I have Heroes TD downloaded, just like you would on the App Store. And let's see if we can pull this up. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and talk about strategies and talk my way through how we're playing the game and why we're playing the game in a certain manner. But first, we're going to go through my personal team. So you can see here, I have 3 Warlords. So my team is getting 6 AD and 15 AP. And then I have 4 ninjas. So 4 of these characters are ninjas, which is 25% dodge. So let's go ahead and play a battle, and maybe let's do some co-op so we can go through the basic mechanics, and hopefully we can find someone. So it is a tower defense, but it's a very active tower defense. So this co-op we're playing together. And generally, it's a good idea. So that's the random boss. You're just going to want to click this and get your guys out there as soon as possible. So I have 2 Balzahars, 1 Viger, and 1 Akuma, and we're getting money every time they die. We're going to put another guy on the field, and we want to balance our team. So I really want this character right here, and I really want a Thornwood guy, just because of I want a variety of abilities. So I got another Akuma, but I really want one of those other guys. So I can actually combine 2 into 1, and it will not only upgrade them to a level 2, but it will also randomly select another character. So I want to do another mint because I still want that Elderwood guy, and I don't have him. So I'm just going to continue to wait and generate some more income. This guy throws saplings on the ground, and it's really helpful. That's why I want to get them down there. But that's unique to my team. But you generally want to have a variety to maximize all of those traits. So I got another one of these guys. You also, so not only do you have the option to combine 2 like-kind heroes to upgrade them for a random hero, but you can also spend cash and upgrade them directly. And you can see that annotated by the number value down below. It would cost 100 gold, and all of the characters on the field would be slightly upgraded, and they would acquire their next tier of abilities. So we're about to lose here, and that's fine, because we'll go into battle now that we have the basic mechanics down. We cleared 5 waves, which is pretty good. And I'm all out of my points for today. It resets in 2 hours, so we won't be able to look at earnings until that resets. Also, the earnings aren't exactly established because we're technically still in beta, but let's take a look at how this PvP goes. So there is a counterplay. You do want to counterplay your opponent's team. If you look at the top, you can sort of see their passives. They don't have a cohesive team, so I should run them down pretty hard here. Perfect. So I finally got my Elderwood guy, which is a super rare, which is great. And I seem to be doing pretty well so far. I'm going to continue to max out my team until it's time for me to adjust my strategy. So I don't feel the need to upgrade any of my characters because they're doing quite fine. I kind of want to get one of every type on the field because they all have unique abilities that either slow or they're runes. I have some slowing runes on some of my characters. And I really want to maximize all of those different crowd control features that I have. So I do have 3 of these little Vigars here, so I'm going to combine one. Just because he just does straight AoE damage, and I don't seem to need that right now. I need a little bit more crowd control. So I have 3 of these guys who also slow. But we're going to combine and see if we can get... Nice, another Balzahar. Perfect. I got my Akuma, I got 1 of each. Okay, so I won that battle. That was fairly easy. We knew it was going to be fairly easy from the start. But let's approach it a little bit differently this time and try and get 1 of each. Now, even though I'm not earning CGC because my energy is consumed, I'm still climbing the leaderboard and earning trophies. And at the end of every season, rewards will get distributed based on your ranking. So that would be the free-to-play model. It's similar to games like Thetan Arena, where you don't earn for winning the games, you actually earn for climbing the leaderboards. It seems we have another one of these clustered teams that don't have any passives. So this is the advantage we have by maximizing these passives, right? We just tend to have a really easy time. So it seems that I'll mint 2 times. And if I can get this Fiora, we'll be all set, and we'll just do solid upgrades. Let's combine. Yep, let's go there. We can already see I'm pretty much destroying them as they come out of the tower. Let's combine our Viger. We don't need that damage, and I got the slow. So she casts a slow, and I know that because I know her runes, and I'm prioritizing around there. So you can see they can barely get out of the tower. I'm going to upgrade her instead of maximizing her, and that will just increase the slow. I should win here shortly. He's already getting overwhelmed. These guys are pretty easy. They don't seem to be building cohesive teams. Maybe they're playing the free-to-play teams. It's uncertain. So I'm going to upgrade my saplings. You can see that this guy right... Oh, well, I guess we won. Hopefully these should be a little bit harder so I can actually go through. And I'll talk about maybe some more deeper mechanics and when you want to upgrade. It's really about knowing your team and kind of knowing the enemy team and playing it by ear how the match is going. So you really want to know what your team's abilities are. I don't want there. Perfect. So I got a level 2 already. That's great because I really like him. He sets the tone for the battlefield by throwing down his saplings down there. And it gives some nice AoE damage. It's great. If you select the exclamation mark above their heads, you can quickly review their runes and what they have. You might want to write them down, but you can follow their buff stats as the characters get upgraded themselves. So let's look here. 105.13. Let's upgrade. 105.13.91. Excellent. So it looks like we're going to win this again, and we'll stop the video after this. We don't seem to be getting very much challenge, but that's fine. I think this is a good start. We can work on theory crafting. We're doing that a lot in the marketplace. I think the team we built would have done excellent if we would have destroyed all of these teams, and it would have been a good balance between profitability, getting that time, that 6x legendary, while also not having to pay the 6x legendary price, while also building around that and incorporating those somewhat useless buffs, right? Because that's why they were built the way they were built, was because, or that's why they were priced the way they were priced, was because they were seem to be undesired. It'd be hard to fit this guy into a team, so you might as well maximize your dollar value and build your team around that NFT. And this market, of course, changes all the time. I've sold maybe 6 or 7 NFTs within the last 48 hours. And yeah, this market's starting to get ready to pump, especially since this is beta. But I'd highly recommend you hop into the Crypto College Discord. We can help you out with your teams. We got people on the market all the time. Flipping NFTs, maybe you can get some private sale of the NFTs and avoid some of those marketplace fees. But hopefully this is not only informed you, but helped you out to a significant degree with surviving the Heroes TD landscape and following the journey for play to earn. So I'm Nate with Crypto College. Thanks for watching the video, and make sure to click that like and subscribe button and join our Discord for more up-to-date play to earn news.